Yo, have you heard about Anchor? It's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast Dragon Ball edition. Today we are going to be talking about, which surprising to me and our Dragon Ball expert Mitchell also, the final chapter in the Granolah Arc, chapter 87 that just came out today. As you already know, the Dragon Ball expert Mitchell Oso is with us. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. We're in person today. Today and tomorrow we're going to be in person. I'm trying to get used again to this big-ass microphone you got in front of my face here, bigger than my head.
Well, the last time we were in person, I only had one microphone, but, Byron, who's like, yeah, we need to step it up, so now we got two for in-persons now.
Full disclosure for all the listeners, last time you guys listened to us when we were in person here for my son's birthday, we had a little water malfunction, a water disturbance. We did not take into account that these microphones are very sensitive and picked up the water dispenser for my pets. So happy to report that we should not be having that audio issue this go around, as we've turned off all of that shit. I have not started my dishwasher. I had turned off Cooper's baby monitor. So if he's crying, oh well, gotta deliver to you guys what Chapter 87 is all about.
I don't know how you beat that type of opening. I really don't.
That's the best opening you can make. I mean, other than for what's her name? Anchor.
Anchor. Oh, Jesus.
If Anchor had to hear that, I've totally forgot to give the name drop. They wouldn't do squat, but we appreciate their support. They retweet our stuff.
They do. They do. They've been a good program for us. But Mitch, man, the Granolah Arc actually just ended. We were speculating October. It's August, so that was 2 months before. And there's a lot that happened, man.
I almost feel like it was too rushed. It's good. Overall, this chapter pretty good. I do have one gripe at the end with how it closed, but overall, pretty good chapter, I think. So it starts off, chapter 87, the universe's strongest appears. And, the last chapter ended with Granolah hitting gas with that giant energy blast and, gas seemingly being defeated. And then we were pondering what the hell Alec was going to do. And, well, that's where we're at right now. So quick recap here. Vegeta and Goku completely exhausted. So is Granolah. After the giant blast, he collapses onto the ground. And, Goku and Vegeta, they have a little dialogue that, they're going to get stronger. They're going to get better. They didn't like how they beat Gas there, and it was pathetic, blah, blah, blah. And then after Granolah falls down, right, and collapses from exhaustion, spitting blood out of his mouth, he explains to Goku and Vegeta the drawback from the wish, and that it reduces his life to 3 years. And he speculates that the energy blast reduced his life even more, right? Kind of like when Goku went Super Saiyan 3 against Majin Buu whenever he was dead. Cut down from 24 hours to 24 minutes. It seemed like he had just left on Earth. So same kind of idea there. And Monato comes up and he starts healing people, and then he realizes that because of his the number of times in which he's had to heal, he's been able to make his healing better.
Mhm.
So he is able to heal all three of them to max power. Okay, cool. About time that he and the making you do something here worthwhile, other than be a annoying pain in the ass. But oh well. And they're chit chatting, they're talking about that. The battle's over and whatnot. And Alec, you can see that he's pissed off. He says that he can't believe how he miscalculated, and the Dragon Balls were just a scam and whatnot. And he sees a ship flying overhead because he's getting the hell out of Dodge. And as he's flying off, Vegeta notices that he's flying away, and Goku yells at him, asking him that he's leaving his family behind. And Alec looks back in disgust, tells him to shut up, and says there's no time, to lose or no time to waste. And then he says at any minute now, gas is about to. And then at that moment, a ki blast comes from behind the group, and it hits Monedo right in the middle of his chest. And Goku, Vegeta, and Granolah completely in shock. Monedo goes flying off the cliff in which they're chilling. And so, they look back, and it is Gas. Gas is up, and he is ready to fight again. Now, this is where the chapter gets really good. Especially the artwork. Toritaro does a phenomenal, I cannot emphasize, he does a phenomenal job illustrating what we're about to see the remainder of this chapter. So we see Gas, and if you don't have the manga chapter in front of you, you just need to Google search this, hop on Twitter, go to TikTok. I don't know where you get your shit from. But if this ended in October, like we originally thought, this would have tied great with Halloween.
It would have.
It would have been pinnacle timing. So, we're in August, pretty close. Gas is he is dying. His body is disintegrating. He is just skin and skeleton. That is it, and it is just horrifying. He's just wrinkly. It's just horrible. But Alec is surprised to see. Well, everyone's surprised to see that he is still even up and running. He mocks Granolah. Goku and Vegeta, though, they step up and they start charging towards Gas. And remember, Monedo healed them full power. So Goku goes into Omen, or whatever it is that we call him now.
True Ultra Instinct.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so TUI.
Yep, TUI.
And Vegeta is an Ultra Ego,
mm-hmm.
and they're charging, and Gas is just having his way. He's using all the stuff that we've seen. His telekinesis, he's causing Goku and Vegeta to smack into each other. He's beating the hell out of them. And Goku and Vegeta bounce back. They go up, they punch him in the face, and they, kick his ass. And they're about to charge, Vegeta's Gala Gun and Goku's Kamehameha. And even with the kicks and a punch, Granolah's face, taking these hits, is disintegrating even more. His left side of his mouth, the skin around his jaw, is gone. So it just exposes even more of just his skeleton or whatnot. And he unleashes a humongous ki blast toward Goku and Vegeta, again while they're powering up. And Gas chooses to charge at Goku and Vegeta in the middle of his ki blast. And he's just damaging himself, right? And Goku even makes that remark as he comes in and just, punches both of them right in the face and whatnot. And Goku, makes a remark that he doesn't even care about taking damage. And Vegeta's it's just sheer madness. It's like fighting something that's already dead. And then, Granolah and Monedo, they have a little heart-to-heart talk here because Monedo is about to die. And Granolah wants to save him. Monedo says that, he should have been dead 40 years ago. It was his duty to, raise him to be, raising him right, and he doesn't need him, and so on and so forth. We go back. Goku kicks Gas in his left arm, like right at the elbow, and you just see a chunk of his arm come off. And he still uses that arm to punch Goku in the face. And, they just can't believe that this body is disintegrating, but it just will not stop fighting. And Vegeta even makes a remark that, being the strongest in the universe is a curse, And we see Alec. Alec is psyched. He's like, here we go get him. You'll be the strongest all the way up until the moment you die. And then we have Mackie and Oil. They come up. They're trying to talk some sense into Alec, trying to just get off the planet and, fight another day and whatnot, and take Gas with him. He smacks Mackie out of the way, and Oil catches her. And this is where I think the chapter gets really sad, almost depressing, because it's still great. Because Alec tells them now that there won't be a next time, and that Gas's lifespan is about to run out. Making him far and away the strongest in the universe meant sacrificing that much of his life. Cat's out of the bag now. Because we find out, and obviously Gas came to the battlefield while Alec was making the wish, so he didn't know the consequence of it. And the dragon would have told Alec. But what? So as Gas is about to continue attacking, he pauses, looks over at Alec in sheer shock, and said, and questions, I'm dying? He can't believe that he's dying and whatnot. And Oil and Mackie, they can't believe that, there's this sense of betrayal. And then Gas walks away from Goku and goes to, there's this little pond, this little body of water right next to him, and he sees his reflection, and he sees that his eyes are sunken in. They're black. You can just see his little beady eyes. It just is disintegrating, and he's questioning. He's like, my face, why am I like this? And Alec, being a complete asshole, he's like, stop screwing around, Gas. Kill him now. Make yourself useful in your final moments, you worthless scum. This is his brother.
Yep.
Yeah. This is family. Dom Toretto would have fucking flipped shit.
Goku tried to warn him.
Yeah, he did.
He tried to warn him.
That's the hindsight, Goku, when they were fighting, hey, don't watch your back. Watch your back. And Gas is just like, oh, do anything for Alec. Well, did that involve dying? Because you're about to go to hell, man. And as Alec is still yelling, after he calls him a worthless scum, he says, waste any more time before we know it, and he's gonna.
And then page 22.
Page 22. This was the thing in which we had pondered what was Alec's other errand that he did at the beginning of, I forget what chapter it was, 79, I think?
Yeah, 79.
79, pages 1 and 2, after he makes a wish, and he says he has to run an errand. This is what that errand was. And that is, now Frieza appears.
Superhero landing and all.
Yep, superhero landing. Comes crashing down behind where Gas is located, and just in all of his glory, just completely throws everyone into a loop. People like Goku and Vegeta, Granolah, Alec, the Heaters, Gas, cannot believe that Frieza is now on the battlefield. And Frieza looks over at Gas and he says, it's been some time. Haven't seen you in a while. He didn't say that part, but that's what he said. And Gas, he's collecting himself to what he's looking at. And he says that, or Frieza says that he understands that Gas had some business with him, and what might that be? And Gas, in his zombie-looking
zombie form,
he powers up, and unleashes so much energy that all of his body mass comes back. Like, he is ripped. He is as large as you can be, as we've seen him. And he says to Frieza, I'm going to kill you. He completely ignores everything that's just happened with the other fighters and his realization that he's about to die. And Gas charges towards Frieza, and Frieza is not scared because Frieza takes his fist and he shoves it through the abdomen of Gas.
And everyone is shocked when this happens. Like,
everyone cannot believe what has happened because Gas was just rocking Goku and Vegeta after they had been healed. And this is the part of the chapter where I loved visually what we're seeing, because this is totally Frieza to the pinnacle of what he is. So we see that Frieza, fist of fate, whatnot. And Gas dies. And Gas disintegrates. So even with Frieza's fist through his abdomen, we see 3 illustrations of Gas in shock. And then his eyes go completely blank. No pupils, not dilated. And then he's just a skeleton. And the skeleton collapses around Frieza, where the upper half of his body collapses behind Frieza, and then the lower half is in front. So Frieza is just standing in the middle of his skeleton as it's just on the ground. And then Frieza, in Frieza fashion, being as gruesome as he can be, walks over to Gas's skull and crushes it.
Yep.
What an ending.
Yep.
To a villain's life.
By another villain.
This isn't like when Trunks sliced up the Frieza family. This is evil on evil. It was awesome. So freaking sweet. And Alec, just he loses his breath. He cannot believe that Gas just got one-shotted by Frieza.
I would too. All of his plans failed.
Yeah, for 2 years, we've been watching these strongest fighting people go at it, and no one could truly ever get an edge, Like, everyone just kept losing. Even villains. Like, if you ain't winning, you're losing. But, like, Frieza just showed up in 2 pages and ended this guy. So Frieza looks over at Alec, though, and says, so you're the one who contacted me? Once again, I ask, what is your business with me? And Alec, freaking out, because he has no answer for Frieza. Vegeta and Goku, completely in shock still borderline speechless. And Frieza says that unless you have a legit reason, you're going to be quite sorry, Alec, for having me come here. And Alec just makes an excuse that, that it was a misunderstanding. He's very sorry. And Frieza, he guesses that Alec invited him out there so that Gas would kill him. So Alec has been had. I mean, he's screwed. And then the last little bit of the memory of Gas. So as Frieza looks at Alec, he says, I have bad news for you then. It looks like Gas is dust in the wind, and then uses his tail and smacks the remaining remnants of Gas into the wind. Freaking awesome.
That's
so sweet. Right? Then he dashes up towards Alec, and he gets right up into his grill. And then he says that he has known about Alec's plan to try to get rid of him for the past 40 years. But he did nothing about it because, he was just more useful alive than would be dead for his army. So Alec's just been played, right? And Frieza says that Alec is the weakest of the heaters. Just insult him to his face. Alec's pissed off. Tries to punch Frieza. Bad decision. And Frieza kills the second heater.
And it also looks like when he killed him, if you remember when Trunks went back finally at the end of the Android saga, when he killed Android 18 and said this is for Gohan, it almost looks like the same type of killing thing, because he disintegrated Elect.
Oh yeah, he got I mean that was like fist to face, like open palm key blast, dead.
Mm-hmm.
And just Oil and Mackie just can't believe that they just watched their two brothers just die, right? Well, Frieza looks down and he sees our protagonists. He sees Goku and Vegeta, and he can't believe that. They're there as well.
The gang's all here.
All here. And Goku is asking, "How in the world did you kill Gas?" Frieza's like, "Oh, what do you mean? Like, Frieza."
Like the question mark on like iPhones.
Yeah.
When someone texts something, you put a question mark. That's what Frieza would be doing right now.
Yeah, Frieza was just like, "Didn't you just watch what happened? Did you not just see what do I need to get the God pad and like show you like YouTube? Like do we need to rewind this shit?" Like and Vegeta makes, the good remark here. He's like, Gas became the strongest in the universe by all rights. That should have included you. And then Frieza lets out the secret. He's like, "Oh, in this universe? Oh, of course. I've been spending time in another dimension, you see. So I must not have been part of that count." And they're like, "Another dimension?" And then Frieza admits that he conquered a planet that apparently had a hyperbolic time chamber, a room of spirit and time. Probably the one in which Goku and Mira's first training against Moro. That'd be kind of cool. At least that'd be a nice connection to, the past or whatnot. But who knows? Maybe there's more of those around. But Frieza found one, and he said that he was able to squeeze in 10 years of training. 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years, man. Like, when I first saw that, I was like, holy shit. Like, this isn't good.
Yeah, 10 years, because he had 4 months to train whenever he was brought back from the dead in Resurrection F.
4 legitimate months.
Yeah, 4 legit months. And he went from, the level of Super Saiyan 1 to Super Saiyan Blue.
Oh, yeah.
4 months.
When we talk about Frieza, I'll bring all of that up when we get to that, because I had to write it down, because this is nuts what's about to happen.
Yep. So then, within that 10 years, we find out that Frieza learns a brand new transformation, and he turns into the glorified Black Frieza, where his torso is white, and where everything else would have been purple, except for his legs and some of his biceps, he's like a metallic black.
Yep.
And he says that achieving that form took plenty of like toil, and he charges right at Goku and Vegeta. And now remember, they were healed completely, and they fought Gas just for a little bit, and they were able to put some damage on Gas. I still think Gas was going to win that fight unless he died early, but regardless, this is pretty close to full health, because Gas didn't he didn't have the opportunity to do a lot. So Goku and Vegeta, they transform into TUI and Ultra Ego, and Frieza comes flying in, and he punches both of them in their guts. And he knocks them back,
back to base.
Yeah, back to base. And they're on the ground, and they are in agony that they just took these punches from Frieza. And Frieza goes back to his regular form, and he says, "While you two were having fun on this planet, I managed to surpass you." He's just bragging to him. But he says, "But I came here in pursuit of a different target, so I'll let you off easy today." And then he hops in his spaceship, and he flies to his spaceship, and he offers Mackie and Oil a job as a cook and a waiter, and they accept, because what else are they going to do? Fucking die. That's what they're going to do. And then Goku and Vegeta, they stand up, and they walk over to Monado and Granolah, and they ask Granolah how Monado's doing, and Granolah says that he's not breathing, and, he's going to die, and then bam, Monado's healed all of a sudden, just out of nowhere. What the hell's going on here? He stands up, he can't believe he's alive. Whis showed up.
Well, everyone's showing up on the last.
Yep, everyone has to show up, party's over, just like Whis shows up and says that this guy must be a friend of yours, Goku. So I did you a special favor. I just revived him, right? And Granolah and Monado are they're happy as can be or whatnot. And Monedo asks who is Whis. Vegeta tells him it's an angel. They were kind of in shock, disbelief. And Whis is there just to get Goku and Vegeta because Beerus doesn't know how to cook. I assume that's just instant ramen.
Yep, instant ramen.
Instant ramen. I don't know the Japanese word for yakashab. Oh my gosh, I apologize to everybody in Japan who might be tuning in for this. Instant ramen, yeah, and I can't pronounce it because I'm incompetent. And they make the joke that, you just have to pour boiling water on it. Mm-hmm. Okay, done, whatever. And Goku asked Granolah if he would like to come and train with him. He declined, saying that he needs to gather the Dragon Balls and wish to restore all the damage from the planet. And Vegeta hands him the Dragon Radar, and Monedo says that after that wish, he's going to seal off the Dragon Balls. And they tell him to come stop by Earth sometime, and they'll fight, and Vegeta looks forward to it. And Monedo gives Goku his father's scouter, and you see a little, I don't know, you just see a little image of Bardock.
I did like that picture.
So then, yep. And then what else goes on here? Then, that's about it. They start flying off, and as they're flying, Goku and Vegeta ask that, was the Oracle Fish talking about Frieza being the strongest in the universe soon? And Whis says, well, perhaps, maybe. Or maybe the strongest warrior has emerged in our universe. And they're like, okay, great, well, let's get back to training. And then after they eat. And then that's how the chapter ends, with them flying through space back to Beerus. And it says the caption at the bottom, Dragon Ball Super will be taking a break for a bit to prepare for the next arc.
And not even just the chapter ending, that's how the arc ends. The arc ends. And so just going on some things too, like this arc started on chapter 67, like right after they beat Earth Moro, and then ended on 87. So it was 20 chapters. Mm-hmm. So it went from December 2021 to August 22. And just from...
Wait, hold on, say that again.
It went from December 2021 to August 2022.
You mean December 20th?
No, like December 2021. Yeah, so December 2020. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then all the way back here. Cause,
we have a full year of this.
Yeah, because just if you go to Moro, like the Moro arc, because it's so different, it started in 2018, technically.
Yeah, so these arcs last 2 years since they do...
Pretty much.
I mean, I guess that's all right. It makes sense then why they're, waiting for, for them to get ahead before they even announce bringing back the anime. But
do you think this was their plan all along, though? That it ends the Friday of the weekend of the movie coming out?
Yeah, I think the movie... Well, the movie already came out in Japan.
But for America.
Yeah, for America. I think so. I think this was just a way for them to try to get people hyped up. But, we can talk about how lack of promotion there is, but
yeah, we'll do that on the movie.
Yeah, we can do that on the movie. Oh, tune into the next podcast after this one, because we're seeing the movie tomorrow. We're recording this on a Friday night. We see it Saturday, so there's going to be a whole bunch of connected dots with this chapter. It's going to be a bonus chapter, but we're still talking about this chapter.
So let's get the elephant out of the way. So Frieza, you already alluded to it, him finding a room of a hyperbolic time chamber, which I don't know how we're just finding these now, but that's okay, sure. But
well, we did just find a random Dragon Ball set on a random planet for no reason.
Point taken. But I had to really write this down, and you were alluding to it, because some of the jumps this dude's made has made no sense. So at the end of the Frieza arc, he lost to an untrained Super Saiyan Goku. And what I mean by untrained is Goku wasn't able to go into Super Saiyan at will. He didn't have the super or ultra or full power forms, whatever. Comes back as an android, stronger than what he was when he fought Goku. Mecha Frieza gets sliced up by Trunks, 2 seconds. And then Resurrection F was 14 years after Trunks killed Frieza. And you already said, he came back. He thought he was going to be able to fight Goku, which made 0 sense. If you couldn't beat Trunks then, what makes you think you can fight Goku now? And one of his people said, dude, Goku's stronger than Majin Buu now. And he's like, oh, that's more than I anticipated because his dad told him to stay away from Majin Buu and Beerus. So he's like, well, I need to train. It's just going to take 4 months. So in 4 months of Frieza's training with that Captain Ginyu wannabe, whatever, dude, he jumped from not even being able to fight a Super Saiyan Trunks, a Trunks who didn't know the Super Trunks, Ultra Trunks, all that shit, to being technically stronger than a Super Saiyan Blue. Because he would have beat them if he actually would have trained longer to learn his form.
Yeah.
So you went from a Super Saiyan 1 power level to a Super Saiyan Blue in 4 months. I know we talk about, like, in the Dragon Ball community, who has the most potential, Gohan, Broly, people throw in Oob, people throw in other people, but it's got to be. I know we're going to see the movie and we're going to talk about that, but Frieza has to be in that discussion now.
I think Frieza has the most potential among anybody. I think his entire race does.
Yeah, which makes it fucking
what
sense.
he does is significantly better than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I mean, we're talking about a guy who never trained a single moment of his life.
It took a Super Saiyan, the first in a millennia to beat him.
Yeah, correct. I mean, other than, you know, like Broly's the only person in terms of, like, absolutely no training who has, you know, the ability of, like, Frieza. It's just those two. Everyone else has to work.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know we're going to see this movie tomorrow, and, you know, we've heard through the grapevine / I read the plot about, you know, Gohan. Gohan he was deserving of all of the work in which he did all the way up until Cell and into Buu. I don't like anything that's going on with Gohan. But regardless, back to Frieza.
See that, but
Frieza is...
Then he dies again. Goku kills him. So he's in hell doing that image training when he comes back for the tournament.
A mental game.
Yeah, so from not being able to control Golden Frieza, he can now control it. Gets a little bit stronger. Him and Goku have that punch standoff thing where they both get knocked out.
Yep, shocked Beerus.
Yeah, it did, because he's like, oh, they might be even though I don't think they were even, because if Goku, he could have used Kaioken times. Like, that was his trump card back then. But then you go to the Tournament of Power, and then during the Tournament of Power, he's getting his ass embarrassed. Like, Jiren's whooping the dog shit out of him, which is that's the strongest mortal. They were doing fine against Topo till they made him go down to destruction mode. Then he started getting his ass. Like, that image, you talk about gruesome when Topo was holding Frieza's head like a grape.
And about the squishes.
Yeah, like, if there was killing a lot, Frieza would have died right there.
Yep.
And then, obviously, Goku reaches UI, MUI, and Vegeta, S Blue Evolution. So, I know we actually talked about this beforehand because I was getting you ready before we get to where he's at now. At the end of the Tournament of Power, where would you rank Frieza?
So when you had given me a heads up about that question, we started pondering, and like fusions are allowed. So Kefla is on the board.
Yes. Universes 3, Anilaza.
Yep, Anilaza. Can never remember that guy's name. I just call him. What do I call him? Megazord.
Megazord.
Well, no, that's what I call you. Or MUI is Megazord.
Yeah,
I don't know. I gotta call him a Gundam.
Technically, he's like Voltron.
Fair enough. He's something. He's a Zoid.
Yeah.
I don't know. Zoid, but I think there was 10 people. I think we put Frieza at 10. So Goku's stronger. Vegeta's stronger.
Jiren's stronger.
In terms of Universe 7.
Well, then
participants.
Then we threw the debate. The people were like 17 versus Frieza. Who would?
I am not giving 17 any credit. I don't care what anyone tries to tell me. I don't even care if Toriyama comes and tells me that 17 is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue. Like, that man, all he did was protect animals. Like, he was a Steve Irwin.
Well, he had a big power jump, too.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And they're going to try to convince me that Krillin can hold off a Super Saiyan Blue Kamehameha on top of a building in the middle of a city. No. Okay. Like, it's cool. It's like, as a community, as a fandom, we just need to have just some logical moments here. Like, I get it. we need to, the power creep is just too large. Ultimately, because of what we say all the time in every other episode, Frieza is the guilty party in all this.
Power level 1 million.
Yep. Well, you remember Frieza in his little tiny, like, small form, very first appearance, he had a power level of 500,000.
Yep.
Like, we're talking about that. His smallest form, his weakest form, had 500,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then put it in perspective, against Ginyu, Goku had, like, what, 180?
180.
180.
And Ginyu was freaking out.
Like, Ginyu is, like, at the time, one of the strongest mortals in the universe. That at least had been established.
He was third at that time.
Yeah.
Frieza was 1, Goku was 2nd, Ginyu was 3rd.
Yeah. And Goku only got up there because he went on a 6-day trip to Namek by himself with a gravity chamber.
Times 100 gravity. Yeah.
And Ginyu was only a fifth of the strength of Frieza. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Frieza is totally just, he's been, as we always say, he is the reason why power levels are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, 17, no, I'm not putting 17 in front of Frieza. Mm-hmm. Probably ever. Okay, maybe not ever. Like, if you're going to talk about Z, of course, 17 is stronger than.
I think the one that also gets people too is, which I brought up, when Goku and Gohan fought. Like, Gohan told Goku to go blue, and then Goku took it beyond that. He went Kaioken. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just weird that he didn't do that same thing to Frieza when they had the punch thing.
Yep. They were just trying to make it, they're trying to trick us, is what it was. They were just wanting us to give other people more credit, so then when they were in the Tournament of Power, they won't get smoked.
I agree.
Yeah, Frieza is... So going back to, like, who's stronger?
In Universe 7, Goku and Vegeta, so that's 2 from you, okay?
Yeah, that's it. So Golden Frieza versus anybody else.
He wins.
They are... Yeah, he is winning. They are losing.
Okay.
Now, and obviously, this is Tournament of Power. Broly, we didn't know about him. We didn't know about blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so just end the Tournament of Power.
End the Tournament of Power. So then, Universe 1 wasn't in it. Universe 2 wasn't in it. Nobody in Universe 3, except for that fusion.
Yeah.
Wait. I said that wrong. Universe 2 was in it, because that was Ruby Ann.
Yes, they were 2. Yep.
So wait, it was 1, 5, 12. What universe was not in that? 8?
Yeah, it might have been.
I don't remember 8. Yeah, it was 8. 1, 5, 8, and 12.
Because Universe 2 and 6 got eliminated by the new version Father-Son Kamehameha. Because Gohan blew up the Mechans and Goku took out the fake Ruby Anns and all that. Yeah, well, no one in Ruby Ann's group stronger than...
No, I went in Universe 2, and the Egyptian pharaoh, god of destruction, and the big old black hole.
Off Granashizu.
Yeah, whatever. And then 3, was all the robots, and you take the Zoid. He's stronger because it took all 5 of them, well, 6.
Yeah.
Because they needed 18's help.
Yep.
But yeah, all of Universe 7 had to be used up against that guy.
In their strongest forms.
To
do a blast off.
So obviously stronger Frieza. Universe 4, the rat, the most disappointing piece of crap to me. No, I was going to say Sidra. I forget what.
You brought up that rat. Universe 4, we're going to talk about their power scaling tomorrow in regards to the jump Piccolo takes.
Yeah.
Because he gets eliminated by a freaking bug.
Yeah, it's stupid. So nobody in 4 can beat Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then
go to 6.
Then we go to 6. 6 gets interesting. Can Kefla or Hit beat Frieza?
Well, anime Kefla, yes.
Anime Kefla, yeah.
Manga, no.
Manga, no. Correct. Yeah, 100%. Can Hit?
That's a good one, because
when you and I pondered this, you see, we don't have enough information to compare it with.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know how Frieza would handle a fight against, Frieza's techniques and vice versa.
Yeah.
And so, we have to try to look at common opponents.
Only one is Dispo.
Yep, only one is, Dispo. And, Frieza was, sometimes he was getting a hand on Dispo, and then most of the time Dispo was just whacking him. And the thing about Dispo is that I don't think Dispo in terms of strength is stronger than Frieza, but he had that speed. And that's the same logic, as to why, Trunks, whenever he went Ultra Super Saiyan, couldn't beat Cell. And Cell was like, yeah, you're stronger than me. Look, I can do it too. Mm-hmm. And then, but it's like, you're just slow. So, I don't know. It's a toss-up with Hit. I would think that at that time...
I would think first encounter Hit would beat him.
Yeah.
If they had a rematch, I would have to really think.
Yeah. Because once Hit gets figured out, I mean...
It's
I don't think it's anything, extravagant, but... So we say Hit is stronger.
So Hit and Kefla. And Anime Kefla. Hit the Saiyans individually? No.
Yeah. No. Not even Kale's.
No.
Legendary Super Saiyan. No, not happening.
Not in it, no.
Nope. So we got 2 people. So we got 1 from 3 and 2 from 6 and then 2 from 7 that are stronger than Frieza. So we got 5 people stronger than Frieza at this moment. Then we get to 9. No. Because 9 universe that they had the wolf, the trio de dangers.
Yeah, and Frieza almost could have been their god of destruction.
Yeah. He really could have. So no. 10 was the elephant.
Yeah, they weren't good. And Gramamu, whatever his name is, Zamasu, the old master, they were terrible. They were out by the second. They were out after Universe 9.
They had the bodybuilders.
Yep.
They were garbage.
They were out.
They were garbage. They were. And then we get to the last universe, Universe 11. So we got 3 people in that universe that would beat Frieza. And whenever we say beat 2, we're like, what is like the pinnacle of these people's power levels? So like when we talk about Topo, we're talking about God of Destruction. Right. So Jiren, God of Destruction Topo. Because even regular Topo.
Well, he's not even beating Jiren suppressed. Like he's not even beating Jiren like 50% serious. Like, there's no form of Jiren he is beating.
No. Again, tournament power.
Yeah.
And then Dispo. So you got 3 people there. So Frieza's at 9.
He's at 9 right now at the tournament of power.
Yeah.
And then if you go
now the end of this arc.
Well, if you go to Broly, that's a whole other person stronger than him. So he'd be like 10th.
Yeah, 10.
And Broly, he got stronger too because he was able to take an ass whooping for an hour. Because when Goku and Vegeta were practicing, he was getting his ass whooped. And he still stayed alive.
My ass beat for an hour.
And he was still alive. And also, I do want to bring up the Broly thing again because, like you talked about, Broly went from only fighting his papa on that planet.
And big worms.
And by the end of the movie, we need a Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, who Gogeta was never in it. He was never going to lose that fight, but it's the fact that he was needed is wild. And Frieza had plans. Like, that's what we thought he was doing, because he said, like, I'm going to let Broly get his like head together, and I'm coming for his ass, because he's going to be my greatest searcher. And then here we're at the end of the Granolah Arc, because Moro, he didn't do anything. Frieza shows up, kills Gas, one-shots him, dead. It wasn't a big thing. But then he one-shots Goku and Vegeta in the true Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego forms as Black Frieza. So we went from 10th to...
Frieza is the strongest non-god, non-angel right now.
At this time of recording.
End of chapter 87, and not taking into account anything of Dragon Ball Superhero tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which, spoilers, I don't think I'm changing my mind. But...
So that jump... But 10 years, I think my favorite picture from the manga, besides Frieza doing the superhero landing, is him telling Goku and Vegeta, like, dude, I can't keep losing to you guys for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you just think of a normal person, it's like, dude, I'm so sick and tired of losing to these same 2 damn people. And Frieza's smart. Like, he realized in that tournament of power, he's like, there's so many other universes to be had, but we have strong fuckers like Jiren? If I can't beat these two clowns, I can't even.
Frieza has to have the ambitions to want to conquer all of the universe.
Remember, he said he was coming for the Xenos in the Tournament of Power.
Yeah, in the anime, he looked up right at Xeno. He's like, I'm going to get rid of y'all. I'm going to be in charge. That's all paraphrasing, but that's what he was saying. Like, and like what you said, we gave like 10 other people that were stronger than him after the Tournament of Power. There's no way in hell he didn't like just sit there and try to get stronger. And this is here's the thing.
Ooh, I did want to throw one. He's in an alternate timeline though, but a good because he also gets some bullshit potential. Super Saiyan Rage Trunks versus Golden Frieza.
I'm taking Golden Frieza.
Would you take him over Black? As now he's
Tournament
Black Frieza.
Tournament of Power Frieza over Goku Black.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but not merge Zamasu. Not merge.
That's fair. That's fair. I think the Trunks fight would be a really good fight. That's a fight that needs to happen too.
Honestly, I think we need to where's merge Zamasu in this list of strongest characters ever?
Ever? Well, or Tournament of Power. I think the Tournament of Power.
Is he stronger than Jiren?
No.
Here's my only counter to that, because I am a huge Jiren
I don't even
supporter.
think it's close.
Well, this goes back to, and again, non-canon. Heroes stated, now it's Gogeta and not Vegito, all right? But, when they had to go with Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta to defeat Hearts with the Universal Seed, Jiren asked, why didn't you guys transform, or why didn't you do that during the Tournament of Power? You would have beaten me. So, if you think there's any sort of comparison to a Vegito, Super Saiyan Blue during the Zamasu or the Zero Mortals arc.
My only pushback to that would be that Gogeta in their canon or whatever, their thing, that is a Gogeta after the Tournament of Power, who Goku now has Ultra Instinct abilities and all of that stuff. The Vegito who fought Zamasu, it was only a Goku who knew Kaioken times 10. And I guess in the manga too, they both knew Perfected. Now that if they made Vegito now, or Gogeta, the Tournament of Power version, he'd mop the shit out of Zamasu. I just think it's the timing of when the fusions were. Because Jiren's right. I mean, there was this fake manga page that I almost drooled over where Jiren's punching Gogeta in the Tournament of Power. Gogeta just stands there.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be real, but I was wrong and I was screwed and I was duped, but
a lot of predictions were never right because do you think they hear these predictions and then they just go off the rails?
I absolutely do. I think they hear everyone's stuff because there's no way they can make all this stuff and they don't type in their own stuff and see all of the comments and all.
They don't want, sometimes I wonder if they don't want to be predictable.
I can see that. But Zamasu, Jiren would dog walk him.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to go into Heroes 2 because then I'm going to have to bring up, he ain't beating Hearts. I know for a fact Tournament of Power Frieza is not beating Hearts. Absolutely not. Hearts is the only person I've seen who was whooping the shit out of Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Piccolo, 17, Jiren, and Hit.
You know why? Why no one's beating, or hardly anyone's beating Hearts? Because Hearts had some of the best animation against Goku and Super Saiyan Blue for a promotional anime.
Oh yeah, I had to download that.
That initial fight between Hearts and Goku was some of the smoothest animation of anything. And again, we're talking about a promotional anime for a video game.
Yeah.
What the hell?
But back to Frieza, because now you're right, he's number one, and you brought this point up. You've been bringing it up the past couple episodes, and I'm fully on board with you now. There is no way that these two, Goku and Vegeta, should just be getting stomped like this with all the training they do.
No.
Something needs to, because Frieza was training probably by himself for 10 years and surpassed Blue. He surpassed MUI, Ultra Ego, all of that. So
they are taking instructions from some of the greatest martial artists.
Well, the two strongest people in the universe.
Correct. Throughout their entire life. They have learned from the best, you
Mhm.
know, especially Goku.
Yes.
And they are right now with Beerus, and they are with Whis, and they are, you know, they're talking to their mentor, and then, you know, they spar against each other. They have like the best sparring partner that you can have, and like their progression of strength seems so slow
compared to this now. Yeah.
It's just I get it that Gas and Granolah, they wish for their powers to be there, but Broly was, he is a freak.
Yep.
Okay, so we had two wishes and we had a prodigy. Okay. Now Gohan is in the mix due to the movie, and we'll talk about more about that tomorrow. But
we've known about Gohan since he was 5.
Correct. But he is half human. Like in terms of human raw talent, that's not a factor.
No.
It is just because of Gohan's human emotions mixed with Saiyan. That's it. Because humans suck. Like Tien is our strongest human, like non-android biological cyborg. None of that shit. Like Tien, and I wish Tien was strong. I wish Tien had god levels.
Well, he might get it in Dragon Ball Super Return of General Tao.
We need Launch back. She was the most dangerous. And it's like, Goku and Vegeta's training, they're just, I don't understand why they're not the strongest amongst anybody ever, because Jiren trained by himself.
Was stronger than a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 without even trying.
With Vegeta, it was Super Saiyan Blue Evolution.
Yep. It was fighting both of them at the same time.
I can't emphasize this enough, that it seems like you should just train by yourself. You should not. Vegeta, or when Goku trained by himself, since we brought this up, whenever he was on that spaceship going to Namek, he got 10 times stronger in 6 days. Because
he did. He couldn't beat Vegeta 1-on-1 without
Yeah, and I know power levels were somewhere in the 30,000 back then, something like that. So training by yourself is a way to go. People hold you back, is what it's boiling down to.
It's crazy now because we're at the point too, like we said at the beginning, the strongest is going to appear, and I mean we've been asking for Frieza for 2 years, basically, almost. Dude, where are you at? This arc is, I don't say we should have known, but this arc was centered around him. Granolah was I'm going to kill Frieza. The Heaters, we got to take out Frieza. And then you show up the last episode, and I kind of don't like that Granolah had no dialogue with Frieza. I don't like that.
No, he didn't have. So going back to the very beginning of this podcast, here was the issue with the end of this chapter / arc with me, was the fact that there's missing dialogue.
Yes.
If there was a little bit of what I'm about to say here, this chapter is completely fine. But there was absolutely no Granolah and Frieza dialogue. After Monedo gets shot in the chest and Frieza's arrival, Granolah looks over. He's in shock. And then we don't see Granolah on those photos until Frieza departs and Goku and Vegeta get up from their gut punches and they walk over and Whis revives him. During that entire time frame of Gas dying, to Elec dying, to Goku and Vegeta getting knocked down, no Granolah. And Granolah has hated Frieza. That was after Granolah was done killing the Saiyans. He was going after Frieza. I know, Granolah has a new look of life right now. But really? Really? That guy is right there. And you're fully healed. You didn't fight Gas.
Not at all,
so
man.
Get your ass over there. Didn't do it.
We said it for a long time. Where's Frieza? This whole arc, we're dude, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Oh, we got to a point just 2 months ago. Oh, he's never showing up. And then here we are.
I don't want to say I don't understand it. I should have known, because we had mentioned every single podcast what was Elk's plan? What was that errand he ran? Why is it that it just did not click that he called Frieza to come here? Like, that should have been...
You eliminate all your people on the planet at the same time.
Yep.
Gas takes out Granolah, takes out the Saiyans, takes out Frieza.
Could have called that a year.
I don't know what his plan was going to be after that, because once Gas died, he lost all of his muscle.
Yeah.
So...
Yep. And, but we knew he had a plan. We've been calling that, and it's not like that was breaking news or whatnot, but people tend to forget because these chapters come out once a month.
Yep.
And you ain't going to remember 8 months ago the first 2 pages of that chapter 79, because right after Alex says he has an errand, Gas is whipping their ass.
Yeah. It was mostly
that's what they're focused on.
And we could tell too, like another person, like we saw him watching because he was watching the whole fight the whole time. Whis has been watching everything.
Yeah, Whis, and I wonder if Whis would step in if they were about to die.
I don't know, man. We kind of got robbed of that in the Moro Arc, where I got hyped when Beerus is like, "All right, I need to step in. Like this is getting out of hand." We got robbed from that. That kind of pisses me off still to this day.
They do watch. They do like they see what the fandom's talking about. Because that's exactly what that was. There was no reason for Beerus just to walk up there and then them getting called from the Grand Priest just so that they can have a meeting over Beerus.
Mm-hmm. But he was about to step in. Yeah. So, man, speaking of that now, I know we're going to get more into Frieza 2, comparing him to people and stuff, but now they're like 10 years. I'm seeing already the fandom seeing crazy stuff like, is he now the second strongest in the whole universe overall? Is he stronger than Beerus? Now it's
we need a Beerus moment.
We do. My thing now is because we were talking about this person would be extremely OP if he was used this arc, and now I don't think he'll be used this arc. I forgot to bring up in the Broly thing that when he saw Broly how strong he was, but I think the really thing that made Frieza leave when he said I'll be back for this planet one day is when he saw Gogeta. Because that was the first time he saw those two fuse.
Yep. And
he's like, if I'm whooping one of their asses and they really want to come down and do that and fuse, I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
So then when he's like, I'll be back for this, I think that was the thing is like, I need to be stronger than Gogeta. Because now we're going to have an argument. Is Black Frieza stronger than Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego Gogeta?
I'd have to say no.
If he's like, that's the...
I mean, like
Frieza didn't go all out. We don't even know what his all-out power is.
Here's the thing about the fusions is that let's take into account, let's use Super Buu.
Mm-hmm.
When Super Buu was fighting Gohan Absorb, was fighting Goku and Vegeta, during that time
separately,
he was stomping both of them. Yep. He was putting them into the dirt pot, yep. and then they fused. And then it's complete 180, like completely, like, so I'm like the exponential growth of the power levels, I would think would put that Ultra Instinct Ego or Vegito or Gogeta above anybody.
You think Frieza knows UI? All these questions are coming out because it's like 10 years. What could he have learned?
No, but I don't understand anymore what is the point of UI.
Oof. Where's that point now?
It's like, I thought this technique, and that's what it is not a Super Saiyan transformation for all of you people out there who are supporting, creators who just try to clickbait you. No, don't do it. Don't listen to them. You know what? If you do listen to them, go to their comment section. Tell them to listen to the L7C and that you're part of a way better community and you're smart and they're dumb. Okay, don't say they're dumb. We don't need to be toxic. But seriously, like it is a technique. It is not a transformation. Whatever. And like, how do I want to say this? How do I want to say this?
About the technique?
I won't lie, I totally had a lost train of thought there.
Well, we were
the producers, Justin, for Byron. You can just maybe, cut out some of the empty space there.
We were talking about Frieza, like learning. Like I said, in 10 years now, people are like, dude, does he know UI? I'm like, what other moves could
yeah, you're right. Like, it is supposed to be a technique where you are able to dodge and not take any damage regardless of who you're going up against.
Mm-hmm.
And Goku literally was watching Frieza charge at him and took a gut punch. Goku in his MUI state got knocked out by Granolah. Like, I don't understand it. I don't. It's like it got an errata. If we're talking Yu-Gi-Oh terms here, it got an errata. It started off really freaking good. Chaos Emperor Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And then just freaking, so it come off the ban list, sucks. Like,
yeah, it's something to see, like, because now it's...
Oh.
I think Frieza is now going to be the last fight before we get to, like, the end of Z-Oop thing. I think he's the final fight now. Anything else is just in between shit.
Yeah. Oh, but what I wanted to say was the missing dialogue. So, like, yeah, there was no Granolah dialogue there. There should have been there. But here's the other thing that I think should have been there, and that is, why did Frieza let them live? Frieza has... Okay, in the Broly movie, Goku, they're pondering about, Frieza flying around, and I forget what the actual dialogue was. You shared the clip with me, and Vegeta basically yelled at Goku, calling him stupid.
So it was after they show Frieza blowing up Planet Vegeta, all the three Saiyans, Goku, Vegeta, Broly, all separated. Go to present day. They're technically on vacation-ish, because Beerus is there with Bola. Whis is there. They're eating. Bulma's there talking about, like, the island they built so that Goku and Vegeta can train. And they're training, and Whis asks, like, them, why are you training? And one of these points will actually go to something you'll say tomorrow about Jared. But Vegeta's like, well, first Goku's like, oh, all the people we saw in Universe, like the Tournament of Power, gets me so pumped, blah, blah, blah. And obviously the person in the middle is Jared. And then Vegeta's like, worry about your own universe instead of everyone else. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, and then the Frieza thing, in 4 months, Frieza came back super strong. What if he trains again and comes back in even stronger form?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was warning which if the writers had that plan, good on them. Because he was warning everyone. He's like, look what you done did. Here we are now. So,
yeah, and then so Vegeta calls it out that he's going to be strong, but he says that Goku makes the remark that because of them, Frieza is alive again.
Yep.
So like Goku was trying to insinuate that like Frieza needs to be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
He owes them one. Is kind of like the verbiage. And Vegeta's like, he doesn't, and I'm going to paraphrase, he doesn't owe us shit. So, like, Vegeta knows that Frieza would kill them at the first opportunity he could.
Oh, he will.
And here was that opportunity. And he was like, nah, I was here because some asshole told me to fly across the universe to be here.
Yep.
And I just showed you guys I'm stronger than you, and I'm going to let you live. Like, I don't have a problem with that if there's a little more context. Like, just a little, like 1 or 2 more pages where Frieza says either, okay, Goku, I know I gave you energy when you were fighting Jiren there, so as payback for Namek, but if he, like, referenced that, or if he was like, you guys did bring me back to life, but now we're even, and if I see you again, I will kill you. Like, I needed that.
They might start the new arc like that, like Mackie and Oil asking, like, why'd you let those 2 Saiyans live while he's on his ship? And he's going to be like, and he'll explain that. Yeah, I can see them starting the arc like that.
Well, that'd be fine. I mean, I think I'd rather see it now, though, but if they mentioned it later, that would be fine. And then, just the last little bit, and this is not necessarily a change-up is needed, like what I thought about Granolah and Frieza there, but, like, after they got up and Frieza left, they didn't.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
They just went over to Monado dying and Granolah. Like, they didn't look at each other and they're like, oh, we're screwed.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. Because they were like, oh, were you talking about Frieza this whole time, Whis? Like, when they got, I didn't like that either. Because I'm like, dude, this is bad. Like, this is really bad.
Because, like, if I was them, I'd be like, if Frieza comes to Earth to try to conquer it again,
they won't win this time.
You can't stop him.
Well,
like,
unless they fuse.
Well,
like,
they
that's
have to. They have to.
Or which we'll talk about tomorrow because everyone's like, oh, maybe the strongest hasn't emerged yet, and there's a kid of Goku's who...
You know what would be cool about that? Is if that prediction that the strongest will appear, if it was somebody not from this universe. Like someone found a way to traverse the universes. So like somebody from Universe 1, the badass universe, the highest moral rating, just someone found a way to jump. Like maybe they killed an angel and took like the staff.
Oh, Murno coming.
Yep, here comes Murno. That would be cool. But nah, if they're going to try to make, somebody in-house here. But if they were actually able to do that, that'd be sweet.
So, closing, I mean...
Oh, there's one thing I want to mention.
Oh, go ahead.
And I don't know if I should mention this now or tomorrow, but I'm going to say it on both.
Does it involve Gohan?
No, it involves Frieza and Jiren.
Oh, Frieza versus Jiren?
No, not versus. Oh. So, here's the thing. I am a Jiren supporter. I think that in terms of mortals, like hardly anyone is stopping Jiren. Like I have no reason to think that Ultra Ego Vegeta is beating Jiren because he didn't show me shit. He just got his ass beat. He took damage and then got beat. And every time they talk about strongest people in the multiverse, Jiren is always brought up. For all the listeners, please pass this message along because this needs to be noticed. When they talked about heroes and Hearts Red hits mind, who's the strongest in the multiverse? Jiren came up.
And I would also say, since that's going off the canon of the Tournament of Power, Hit was out so early he didn't even see Jiren's full power.
Correct.
And he still called him the strongest without even seeing Jiren's full power.
Yep. And then, where were we? During the Broly movie, when Goku was talking about getting stronger and facing other people, Jiren was front and center.
Yes, he was.
Of the people in which he was talking about on that clip. Spoiler alert: tomorrow, when we see Dragon Ball Superhero, they are going to talk about Jiren. Because they talk about why he is so powerful. We'll elaborate more on that tomorrow. But that takes place after Z ends, right? That movie takes place because Pan is...
Hey, well, we talked about that. They messed that up. Because there's no reason that Pan should be that age. And then at the end of Z, she's still little. But Bola's like a teenager. And Bola was born after Pan in Dragon Ball. They messed that up.
They really need to come out and just say the ending of Z there. Just never.
Yeah, they messed that up super. They messed it up super bad.
No, so Jiren is the forefront of all of this. But this is what I'm talking about, is that we live in this fallacy where we believe that the people in the previous arc have absolutely no business being in the discussion for the strongest fighters ever. And because that is how Z was set up. So Vegeta showed up. Vegeta's, in terms of villain, he became the protagonist. But then it was Frieza, and then it was the androids, and then it was Cell, then Majin Buu, and then Fat Buu, and Lil Buu, and Big Buu, and Boo Boo, and everyone has a Boo Boo. But as we progressed, Jiren was smoking people, right? Jiren got so strong because his family and friends were murdered by an evildoer. Maybe a bad guy's name. And his entire philosophy was that he was just going to get stronger than everyone else, and he did not care. And that's what he did. He did that all by himself. And people think that he's now this weak piece of crap who would lose to Vegeta, that he wouldn't compete with Moro, he wouldn't compete with Granolah or Gas. And
it all started going down. I don't want to say downhill. It really started with Jiren versus Broly. That was the start.
Yep.
Because the argument, like you said, they fused to beat Broly. They didn't fuse to beat Jiren. I was like, well, it was a promotional thing. You make Gogeta, sells more toys, all of that stuff. I mean, I think Goku MUI would have beat Broly.
Yeah, agree.
Well, I don't know if what the now time limit thing. I don't know if he would be Broly in his time limit.
So with Jiren, people must think that Jiren doesn't do a damn thing now. That he is like Thor in Endgame, where he just, after he lost in the Tournament of Power, he got fat and lazy and didn't want to get strong. Like, they think that his entire life philosophy has changed.
Yep.
And that can't be further from the truth. Because I tell people, Jiren is getting stronger. Jiren is incredibly getting way more stronger than what you can anticipate right now. And I want to be like if you don't think that, then it's just ignorance. It's just, you don't want him to be strong.
Our thing is that you said with proof, the way they're writing, we may never see him again.
Well, we won't, because we won't see Hit be sweet again. Because Hit should be getting, all these people should be getting stronger off screen.
They should be.
And people don't think that. Well, I'm telling you, this chapter just showed it. Because Frieza was off screen, and we hadn't heard from him since 2018. And he is now so much stronger because of what he did off screen. People tend to forget that just because we don't see it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen.
Well, Lord forbid, since that's going to be we went from getting Dragon Ball Squish to be the strongest, everyone's going to find a time chamber. Lord forbid they found a time chamber in Universe 11. And Jiren's in there for 10 years. Can you imagine? I know for a fact he'd have mastered Ultra Instinct.
Oh, yeah. Jiren is significantly stronger than what he was in Tournament of Power, and I don't even need to see him to know that, just because of what Frieza did. And now, if they do show Jiren, and he's still TOP, that is terrible writing. Garbage writing. Like, that's not even good. I don't know, it's just not good. Like, whatever word you want to describe it, it's pitiful.
Oh, well, Jiren's going to be brought up tomorrow, definitely, because we'll be talking finally about another person who has reached new levels in Son Gohan and Piccolo. Piccolo's not really in discussion, but he did reach new levels. But that is it, man. The Granolah Arc is over. Where Goku and Vegeta go back to training, and Frieza's out there going to be a menace conquering stuff. So we're going to be interested to see how they go. But Mitch, just one last thing. Now that these two arcs are done, which one did you like better, Moro or Granolah?
Moro. Like, overall, just, like, I like the thought of an angel with morals.
Mm-hmm.
Like mortal morals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a good bit. I would have, you want to know what? This is what we should do next month. Because we don't have...
Yeah, we don't have shit.
We don't have shit. Why don't we do a podcast where we just talk about how we would have done these previous arcs?
Okay. I like that.
Like, just what was our ideas as we progressed through? Because, like, the Goku Black and Zamsu arc, for example...
How far are we going back?
You can go... I mean, you can go wherever you want. If you really wanted to go back to Z... But the thing is like...
No, saying
we couldn't do
Super.
Z.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was too young to formulate a plan as to, like, how I wanted that arc to go. But, like, now I'm older. Like how I wanted, the Black Arc to go was different than what it did. And we could discuss that. And that would just be just a little... Maybe we'll inspire someone to do a fan manga. Maybe somebody listening with some artist skill who wants just, a storyboard idea, and then maybe they can get famous and then just remember us and bring us along. Maybe that.
Yeah, we can do that in September, or we can, you can do what some of the others do on the podcast. We just named a whole bunch of people, and once we talk about Gohan and Piccolo and the main villain officially in the movie, you can do what if battles with those.
Yeah.
Like who wins what? Because there's some I'm like, that Frieza versus Hit TOP one, I'm still thinking, like, who would win. Like, I think Hit would win, but, like, they rematched.
I'd almost have to go turn on Xenoverse and, DLC 324 and make two computers fight them with each other.
Perfect. One last segue in that. Apparently, they were announcing today that that Orange Piccolo and new Gohan are coming to Xenoverse, which I'm like, get out of here.
You mean Xenoverse 3? Seriously, like...
But with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to L7C Podcast. The Granolah Arc is over. Let us know what you think. Let us know about what you think of Frieza being the one to really end this arc, coming out of nowhere after years of wondering where he's at. Ending this. When you're listening to this one, try and listen to the superhero movie review, because this is kind of part 1 of the weekend and part 2 is the movie, and we're going to talk more in depth, because then we can finally talk about the ascension of Gohan, Piccolo, and all of them. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C Podcast. Signing out.
Peace out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C Podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.